I'm gonna tell you right now, the Goblin Warden is an excellent skin, but I'm going to tell you why he's in the A tier and what they can change to make it an S tier skin. I had low expectations when I first saw the Goblin skins, but I've been pleasantly surprised so far with the execution. I think this comment summarizes it pretty well. Bad idea, but good execution. It's pretty obvious that the Goblin Warden's design was inspired by Green Goblin, at least some indirect inspiration. I mean, he is a goblin and he's wearing the same color and style clothes as the Green Goblin. The design was very well executed. I love the implementation of the Goblin pole, and I love how he has the slingshot and the pole and bomb are both used as his attacking weapon. The skin is perfectly balanced. The design isn't too simple, but it's also not too noisy. And so far, I have really liked the design of these Goblin skins. One small note is that thing that's on his eye is actually just a clear monocle. In game, it kind of looks like a glass eye or something. I wasn't sure what to make of it, but I checked the actual renders and it is just a clear circle monocle. Overall, I'm putting his design in the A tier. And using the system I developed with my viewers on a recent live stream, we're going to take the tier of each part of this skin and average them out into one final rating. Let's take a look at his animations. First of all, his selection animation. I am a really big fan of this. I really like to watch the marketing render and see all the different angles. I especially like to see the angle when the bomb is falling down because we don't actually get to see that part of it in game. We can only hear the sound of it. His walking animation is nothing fantastic, but his hunch and the way that he moves is very goblin-esque. Nice job to the animators for making it actually look like a goblin walking. When he's on the ground, he takes tiny steps and he's hunched over like an elderly man. He doesn't seem super athletic, but when you set him to air mode, that seems to be when his personality and physical capabilities improve. You can just see it in his pose animation where he's kicking the bomb and he's just acting super flexible. And his attacking animation is also similar. We're gonna take a look at that in a minute. His flying animation is also a pretty basic animation. I don't know if it's just me, but his movements kind of seem unnatural. I get kind of the same feeling when I look at some of the Goblin Queen animations, so maybe these are just normal movement patterns for goblins. But I definitely like his air pose animation much more than the ground animation. For his ground attacking animation, I really like how he's shooting his slingshot instead of just swinging his staff like most of the other Grand Warden skins. Again, I really like his air attacking animation much more than the ground, where he's spinning in a 360 motion and slinging his bomb instead of just pulling it back and shooting it like a slingshot. Again, he is very athletic when he's set to air mode. Here are his knockout animations for ground and air. These are great animations, but they are pretty standard. Here are his resting animations for ground and air. I really like the Goblin Warden's very conspicuous snoring. Other than that, these animations are nothing special. There's really no need for me to mention the animation glitches and quirks I noticed. They don't affect my opinion, but who knows, maybe there will be a big deal to someone else. When he's reloading his bomb, when he's set to ground, the bomb comes in from the side as a really tiny speck and grows bigger as it gets closer to his hand until it's full size in his hand. And then the only other one I noticed was when he's doing his ground pose animation, his left arm shoots out the side of his body for just one frame. Overall, I'm ranking his animations in the A tier. I love his selection sound effect. I don't know what it is that makes this particular sound design so appealing to me, but whatever it is, they did a really good job. For both of his pose animations, ground and air, there's not really much to say about them, but they were well executed sound effects. For his deployment sound effects, the ground and air are actually exactly the same, not much to say. Great sounds for the Goblin Warden. Here are his attacking sound effects for both ground and air. His ground is perfectly timed to the movement and impact. The air sound effect seems to have a small delay, but it's really not a big deal. And finally, his knockout sound effect. Somebody was in a recording booth recording all these custom sounds for the Goblin Warden, so surely they did a knockout sound effect as well. It's just a simple, quick sound. It only takes a couple seconds to do, and they didn't do it. I don't understand why. Like, there's tons of custom sound effects. Every sound effect on the Goblin Warden is custom, but there's not a custom knockout sound effect. Why? but despite that, I'm still going to rank his sound effects in the S tier. For VFX, he only has one visual effect. The only visual effect this legendary skin has is his attack visual effect, but even though it's the only one, for what it is amazing. First of all, he's got the custom attack beam. It kind of looks like a trail of smoke, and the beam also follows the movement of his staff. I made a short talking about the attack beam that came off the Dark Ages Warden mace type thing, and I really appreciated that, but I don't think it really makes sense for the Goblin Warden because it looks like a trail of smoke coming off the bomb that he shoots, but smoke isn't gonna follow the movement of his staff. It's just gonna stay in the same place. I do appreciate the attention to detail, but I don't actually think it makes sense in this case. But the thing I like most about his attack visual effect is the bomb that he leaves when he shoots a building. It was such a good idea to add this extra effect to the attacking visual effects. It is by far my favorite Grand Warden skin attack effect. Because he only has that one effect, I'm going to put his VFX in the B tier because legendary skins tend to have a lot more visual effects. This is an excellent skin, but being a legendary, I think there are some things it deserves, and I don't think they would be too much to ask. First of all, he needs more visual effects. He has the single attack visual effect, which it is amazing. I'm so glad they added that, and the effort they put into that is amazing, but I think he could have some fire visual effects on his bomb. Just like the Miner Queen has visual effects on her bomb, and the Goblin Queen has visual effects on her firework, and those both are gold pass skins. This is a legendary skin, and there are no fire visual effects on his bomb. I think that's the simplest thing they could do, and there might be some other things they could do to add visual effects, but this is basic, super simple, and it would bring some more life into the skin. The second thing he needs is that knockout sound effect. I don't understand why they gave this skin almost 100% custom sound effects, but skimped out at the last sound effect, his knockout sound effect. I don't know if Supercell can give a good explanation for this or not, but I just, I don't know. It just really annoys me that they almost made it. They were almost there, and they just didn't add that last sound effect. So his design is A tier, his animations are A tier, sound effects are S tier, visual effects are B tier, and here's the system that I use for legendary skins, and once you add up all these points, the final ranking is in the middle of the A tier. So if you really like this skin, I would recommend it to you. And don't forget to subscribe for more skin ranking videos.